I think the AIM market itself is very well positioned to provide an opportunity to widen the opportunity set. When people invest, often they've been historically invested in indices and ETFs, and these are dominated by the largest companies. The whole opportunity of the AIM market is it's outside indices, and many of the companies are in different sectors, different opportunities, and thereby give a opportunity to diversify holdings, and I think that's very attractive for investors. One of the key issues, I think, is that perhaps world growth has been pretty good this year. I think it could peak out a little bit next year. The UK economy has been slowing, particularly in the consumer area. So I think it's going to be identifying individual companies which are able to continue to grow sales, even at a time perhaps when economic conditions are not as good. Now, one of the great advantages, particularly of small and micro-cap companies, is that many times their opportunities are more independent of the economy at large, and they can hopefully, in some cases, grow their sales even when the economy itself isn't growing. I think what's actually happened is the market's become very dazzled by some of the performances of very strong growth companies over this last 12 months in particular. And I think in many cases people are overlooking some of the smaller companies, particularly more the steady companies growing at sort of 5, 10, 15% per year. And many of those actually aren't on very high valuations at the moment, particularly many of the micro caps, where perhaps the companies are so small that many of the professional investors don't look at them. So I think there's good opportunities right now, even in that area. And I don't think it'll be easy in 2018, but I think there'll be further opportunities in 2018 as well. We tend to invest across a portfolio. In that regard, we don't give personal advice on individual companies, but one of the companies we're quite upbeat about at the moment is a company called Zope Foams. It's involved in foam manufacture both in the UK and the US. Alongside that, for many years, it's been incubating a new business alongside it called Mucel, which is now reaching maturity and will actually add to the profits growth in the future. The combined business, we think, could actually be quite exciting over the coming years. I think what I'd love to see going forward is perhaps a good settlement with Brexit, so that we've got the certainty going forward, give us the opportunity for businesses to get back to investing and growing the businesses. And most particularly longer term, I'd love to see perhaps a move back towards more manufacturing in the UK, and that would actually rebalance the economy away from just being so reliant on the consumer and the service sectors.